They say the air conditioner was still humming, a chilling reminder of the horror within the Tower household. A wealthy dentist couple discovers their teenage daughter murdered, and the whispers begin. Was it a robbery gone wrong, or something far more personal? The rumors swirl around an alleged affair, an outsider with a grudge, and a shocking discovery on the rooftop. The Arashi Tower case is a web of speculation and a stark reminder that sometimes the truth remains hidden in plain sight. A word of caution. This case will touch on details of violence that some listeners may find disturbing. By examining this case, we pay tribute to the lives lost and honor the unwavering pursuit of justice. This chilling case is reconstructed from information available online, so if there's anything we get wrong or if you have additional information that sheds no light on the case, please don't hesitate to share in the comments. So with that in mind, let's dive in. The frantic ringing of the doorbell shattered the dawn silence of Sector 25 in Noida, India. It was a little past 6 on a sweltering May morning in 2008. Emraj, the living helper for the Tower family, usually answered the door, but this time there was no response. Nupur Tower, a dentist, peeked through the window and saw a group of neighbors gathered outside, their faces etched with concern. A chilling premonition washed over her. She rushed downstairs, her heart pounding against her ribs. Unlocking the main door, she was greeted by worried faces and hushed murmurs. "Have you seen Emraj?" one of the neighbors inquired, his voice laden with unease. Nupur shook her head, a knot tightening in her stomach. "No, I haven't. Why?" Before anyone could answer, Rajesh Tower, Nupur's husband and a fellow dentist, appeared behind her. His normally composed face was pale, his eyes wide with worry. "What's going on?" he asked, his voice hoarse. The neighbor hesitated, then blurted out, "There's a police car outside. They say something's happened in your house." Rajesh's heart lurched. A terrible dread gnawed at him as he raced upstairs with Nupur close behind. The hair hung heavy with an unsettling stillness. Reaching Arish's room, their teenage daughter's door, he found it slightly ajar. A primal scream tore from Nupur's throat as she pushed it open. The sight that greeted them was a parent's worst nightmare. Arishi lay sprawled on a bed lifeless, a crimson stain blooming on the white bedsheets. Blood spattered the walls, painting a grotesque scene. Panic seized Rajesh. He stumbled back, gasping for breath. As the investigation unfolded, another grim revelation sent shivers down everyone's spine. Emraj's body was found in an unexpected location within the house, a place accessible only through limited access points. His body lay sprawled on the terrace, lifeless and contorted. The initial shock gave way to a flurry of activity. Nupur collapsed to her knees beside Arushi, her cries echoing through the house. Rajesh, his voice thick with emotion, called the police. The normally quiet neighborhood was soon buzzing with sirens and flashing lights. The arriving officers were met with a scene of utter chaos. The lack of forced entry was the first anomaly they noticed. The main door and the doors to Arish's room were all locked from the inside, suggesting whoever committed the crime had access to the house. The air conditioner in Arish's room was humming, adding another layer of peculiarity. The Towers insisted they had turned it off before going to bed. As the officers processed the crime scene, a cloud of suspicion began to form around Emraj. The fact that his body was found on the terrace, an area accessible only through Arushi's room or common staircase, fueled the suspicion. Was he the killer? And had he somehow met his demise after the crime? The Towers, still reeling from the shock of their daughter's brutal murder, found themselves under scrutiny. Their initial statements seemed inconsistent, adding to the confusion. Nupur claimed she had woken up to the sound of the air conditioner, while Rajesh insisted they had turned it off before going to sleep. The question lingered: if someone had entered the house, wouldn't they have heard the commotion? News of the double murder spread like wildfire, igniting a media frenzy. Sensational headlines and speculative reports painted a grim picture. Innuendos and unfounded theories were thrown around, further clouding the investigation. The Tower's stoic demeanor during the initial interviews were misconstrued as a lack of grief, adding fuel to the fire of public suspicion. As the investigation unfolded, more questions arose than answers. The lack of clear motive, the absence of a murder weapon, and the confusing nature of the crime scene left the police baffled. The media frenzy surrounding the Arushi Tower case reached a fever pitch. News channels ran 24/7 coverage, dissecting every detail, real or imagined. Sensational theories filled the airwaves, portraying Arushi as a rebellious teenager and her parents as harboring dark secrets. The lack of clear motive only fueled speculation, casting suspicion on everyone involved. The initial focus of the investigation fell on Emraj, the Tower's living helper. The location of his body on the terrace, accessible only through Arushi's room, seemed to point towards his involvement. However, a closer examination revealed inconsistencies. There were no signs of forced entry or struggle in Arushi's room, suggesting Emraj had been let in willingly. Furthermore, no murder weapon was found, and the nature of the injuries didn't match any tools readily available in the house. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking with us so far. We're a baby channel and your support means the world, so kindly nurture us by clicking on the subscribe button, comment, like and share. Let's get back to the case. As days turned into weeks, the Noida police came under fire for the handling of the investigation. Allegations of mishandling evidence and overlooking crucial details surfaced. The frustration of the public and the pressure from the media mounted. Facing criticism and a stalled investigation, the case was transferred to the Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI. The CBI brought in a fresh perspective, re-examining the crime scene and re-interviewing witnesses. The lack of forced entry remained a major hurdle. It was pointed towards an insider or someone familiar with the house layout. Shifting their focus, the CBI began to scrutinize the Tower's alibi and statements. Inconsistencies emerged, further muddying the waters. The CBI's investigation took a controversial turn when they resorted to narco analysis tests, a truth serum technique considered unreliable in court. With this technique, a person is injected with a substance that induces a semi-conscious state. In this state, they are believed to be more likely to speak truthfully and reveal hidden memories. These drugs create a state of drowsiness, potentially lowering a person's guard and making them more talkative. According to what I found online, drugs like sodium pentothal or sodium amytal are the usual drugs used in narco analysis. This technique is not considered a reliable method for obtaining accurate information. People under the influence of these drugs can be suggestible and may fabricate stories or provide misleading information. The tests are not admissible as evidence in court due to lack of scientific validity. The use of narcoanalysis is ethically controversial. Critics argue that it essentially forces confessions and violates a person's rights against self-incrimination. The test can also be stressful and psychologically damaging for the person undergoing them. So, under the influence of these tests, Krishna Tedarai, the tower's assistants, along with 3 Nepali servants, Rajkumar, Vijay Mandal, and Manoj Mandal, confessed to the murders. However, these confessions, extracted under questionable methods, lack substantial corroborating evidence. Public opinion began to sway against the towers. The media, fueled by the alleged confessions, portrayed them as a cold, calculating couple, capable of unspeakable acts. The lack of clear motive only deepened the mystery, leaving the public to speculate. While the CBI's focus shifted towards the servants, questions remained. The physical evidence, the nature of the injuries, and the lack of a murder weapon didn't seem to support their involvement. The CBI, unable to build a solid case, eventually released all 4 men due to lack of evidence. The investigation then took a dramatic turn. During the routine search, the CBI discovered a broken golf club shaft on the terrace. Further investigation revealed that the missing head of the club belonged to a set owned by Rajesh Tower. The blood spatter pattern on the walls of Arushi's room matched the potential trajectory of a golf club swing. This discovery sent shockwaves through the nation. Were the seemingly respectable Dr. Tower and his wife the ones who committed this heinous crime? The CBI, buoyed by the discovery of the golf club, built a case against the Towers based on circumstantial evidence. They theorized that the Towers had staged the crime scene, cleaned up the house, and tried to divert suspicion. The lack of forced entry, the inconsistency in their statements, and Rajesh's initial refusal to provide the key to the terrace all became pieces of evidence against them. In 2013, after a lengthy trial, the Towers were found guilty of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment. However, the story didn't end there. The media, which had condemned them earlier, now questioned the verdict due to lack of a clear motive and a definitive murder weapon. The inconsistencies in the investigation and the reliance on circumstantial evidence cast doubts on the CBI's case. The Towers appealed the verdict, and in a surprising turn of events, they were acquitted in 2017 due to insufficient evidence. The Noida double murder case, despite years of investigation and sensational headlines, remained unsolved. The brutal death left a trail of unanswered questions, leaving a sense of unease and a gnawing desire for justice. The acquittal of the Towers in 2017 marked a bittersweet ending to the Arushi Tower case. The verdict brought a resemblance of closure for the Towers, who had endured years of public scrutiny and a wrongful conviction. However, for the nation, it left a gaping hole. The case remained unsolved, the murders of Arushi and Emraj shrouded in mystery. The couples exposed the glaring flaws in the investigation, the over-reliance on media hype, the questionable use of narco-analysis tests, and the lack of a clear motive all contributed to the failure to deliver justice. The media, once a relentless voice of condemnation against the towers, now faced criticism for its sensationalized coverage and its role in the swaying of public opinion. The aftermath of the case left a lasting impact. Public trust in the justice system was shaken. Questions lingered about the effectiveness of investigative techniques and the handling of high-profile cases. For the towers, the ordeal was far from over. Despite the acquittal, they carried the scars of a media trial and the loss of their only child. The whispers and speculations continued, a constant reminder of the tragedy that had shattered their lives. Several unanswered questions continued to haunt the case. The missing phone of Arushi, never recovered, remained a clue. Rumors about Rajesh Thawar's alleged extramarital affair continued to cloud the narrative. The motive for the murders remained a frustrating question. In the years since the acquittal, there haven't been any significant developments. The CBI, despite facing criticisms, maintains its stance against the towers, though they haven't been able to present any new leads or evidence. The case files gather dust, a silent testament to a tragedy that continues to defy explanation. The Arushi Thawar case serves as a stark reminder of the complexities of criminal investigations. It highlights the importance of meticulous evidence collection, unbiased investigation, and the focus on facts over sensationalism. The case also underscores the human toll of such tragedies. The devastating loss of life, the heroism of trust, and the enduring pain for those left behind. As the echoes of the Noida nightmare fade with time, one question continues to linger. Will there ever be true justice for Arushi and Emraj? The answer as of now remains shrouded in the shadows of an unsolved mystery. And that's it on today's video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next upload.